welcome to Petworth Park, home of our Petworth Big Dig 2014, where we're currently at the end of day 5, excavating, looking for Henry VIII's banqueting house. In May 2013, we came here to investigate a spread of pottery that had been dug out by burrowing rabbits. The small trench that we excavated found lots of pottery, lots of small finds like a bronze cavalry spur, an animal bone and oyster shell, and we also found structural remains like stone foundations and brick revetting. This year we've come back to the site for our Petworth Big Dig 2014 to investigate more about this structure, to figure out what this building was. So here we are at the end of day 5 on the Petworth Big Dig 2014. The story so far? Well, day 1 we were opening up the trenches. It's always a nervous time for an archaeologist. We never know what we're going to find. But in this case, coming down onto a preserved in situ tiled floor is as good as it gets. We're also starting to find elements of the structure, the tops of possible walls. But really day 1 is all about finding our way and getting a feel for the type of archaeology on the site. Day 2, and we're beginning to expose more. We're beginning to get an idea of the walls, the extent of the building remains, and also getting an idea of the damage that's been caused to the site by later quarrying. Day 3, we were looking at spreads of demolition rubble which had been strewn over the site that we were coming down to, and this really started giving us hints about not just the demise of the building but also how it had been used over the course of its lifespan. We were starting to see internal walls inserted onto older floors. We were starting to see huge robber trenches where the substantial walls and the stone foundations have been ripped out from the building. By day 4 we've been starting to get really good dating evidence. Our first coin with a date on it, something every archaeologist likes to see, with a date of 1565. Excellent evidence for our possible Tudor banqueting house here. But actually, looking at the evidence that we have here, it seems like maybe this isn't a banqueting house. There are strange small subdivisions to the rooms. Maybe we're looking at actually one of the major residences of the Percy family in Petworth Park before the current house. We certainly have one coin bearing the inscription "God Save the Queen," which appears to relate to Mary Queen of Scots. We know the Percy family were a powerful Catholic family, and that this got them into a fair bit of trouble in the later 16th century. Perhaps they were ordered to demolish this building when they were known to be confined to Petworth House, to be kept under the eyes of Elizabeth I. Day 5, and we are realising what a mountain that we have to climb on this site. The amount of material that's coming up is huge, and it leaves us with masses of recording, of finds washing, of photographing to be done, let alone the digging that's going to be required to get through these demolition layers and really start to answer some of the questions about the foundations of this house, literal and historical. And we're going to need that information to start seeing whether this site could really be part of the earliest origins of occupation within Petworth Park. Certainly it feels a little bit early to be talking about favourite finds with 4 days of the excavation left to go. I'd say one of them has to be the silver coin that we've retrieved from the site. Certainly the excitement of seeing something like that, and something which ties in to the history of the site and confirms some of our earlier theories, is really exciting. I think one of the favourite finds that I also have from this site, and one that was slightly surprising, is the pieces of worked flint that we've been getting up. Now these are prehistoric tools that have been left here, and it gives an indication of a much deeper time depth for this landscape, which has surely been used by people for thousands of years. And finally, I think some of the personal artefacts that we've been getting up, particularly the brooches and buckles that we've been getting up, that speak of this building's use by normal people, not just the special higher classes. And of course, we're incredibly grateful to the volunteers who've given up their time to come here and help us with the excavation. Without their help, it simply wouldn't be possible.
My family have been involved with the house because I worked there, my father worked there and my grandfather worked there, so I was interested to take part in it. And for me, I suppose the most interesting part has been the looking at where the old settlements used to be. where the people were, rather than the grander parts, and finding personal objects that belong to those people.
The first day I was digging in a trench and we found nothing at all. So the following day to go to a trench where all of a sudden things started appearing, it was really exciting to say. And yes, I think I'm smitten now. I mean, it was, you're going so carefully, and it might be a tiny, just looks like rubbish, and a lot of it is rubbish. It's rubbish thrown away centuries ago. But it was real to the people then, and it sort of becomes real to you. You treat it very carefully because you don't know how important or not it's going to be. So really exciting.
We found pottery, very decorated pottery, tile fragments, a lot of other interesting stuff. You get into this normal state of mind, you're just digging and doing your job, then you find something interesting, and at first it's kind of surprising because you're not exactly sure if it's something that is actually valuable for the archaeologist. When you discover it fully and you realise just what potential it has, the feeling it's uncomparable. It's amazing. You're discovering the past, and no one else has really discovered it before you.
I found a 16th century buckle. So again, it's things that they think, oh, it's in there, there are things to find. Yes, I think it's great, it's good fun, good crowd, and the archaeologist fellas, they're all right.
We've still got demolition to take off, and we are getting evidence of occupation under that, so we need to get into that occupation layers so we can make more of a conclusion about the beginning of this building. Some of the pieces of pottery coming out are quite special, just pretty. I can't believe I just said pretty.
If you want to find out more, you can visit our website at www.nationaltrust.org.uk/Petworth-House, or you can follow us on Twitter @PetworthNT, #PetworthBigDig. And you'll be able to discover more about what we've done in the project so far at the archaeology exhibition in the house, as we delve deeper into Petworth Park's hidden past.